The motor from my old bandsaw. Bagged out a little bit there. I think I need to tighten up the belt a little bit. The other one did that too. And once I tightened up the belt properly, then it seemed to run fine. Not that big of a deal. Well, we know it runs, we know it takes it to cut now. I also probably need to put better leaf springs on here. I only got a couple pieces of plywood, and as you can see, they're not doing the job very well. And then I need to put some silicone on the wheels, which will give it a bit better grip. So tighten this up, bring out the motor a little bit more, put new leaf springs on here, and then put silicone on the wheels, and I should have a fully functioning bandsaw. Alright. Now there you have it. Put the silicone on today. I made 3 nice leaf springs, adjusted everything, put this big bandsaw pulley for the motor on. The only problem I seem to have is that this rubs a little bit. Not sure if that's a big deal or not. It's only touching a little bit. It's basically acting like an idler pulley, I guess. Well, anyway, it certainly is up to speed quite a bit. Boy, this thing just howls. Well, I think it's good. I'll start building the enclosure now. That's always going to be lots of fun. It's been a project, quite a project. I'm pretty happy. I mean, I look at my old bandsaw, my first one I built. As you can see, I got gaps. Things are crooked. And all these gaps down here. Look at all this stuff. And you go around the back side. Got all these gaps in here. You got gaps up here. I did not no, up here. I didn't put this thing together very well. I didn't have a bench plane or anything, so bigger wheels. Made them out of MDF. I think probably the wheels are probably the best part about the 16-inch bandsaw. They didn't give me any trouble really at all. They're well balanced and everything. They're a little bit out of, actually they're a little bit out of balance, but nothing major. You can see if I bring this up here, let me just get this up here like this. There you go. Bring this up to this guy. There's the 14-inch and a 60-inch. It's a little bit higher. It's a higher cart than that one. It's quite a bit smaller though. The frame's smaller and lighter. But, you know, I mean, who cares really? I mean, honestly, I haven't used this. I'm going to just put this down for my own, to show you something here. Tighten that thing up. Bring this up here. Almost 10 inches. 250 millimeters of resaw height. 250 millimeters. I mean, that's a lot. And this one over here, a lot of things are out of square on this guy because I really didn't know what I was doing. Look at that. You see that? Of course, we can take this thing and we can move it up, and I have even more resaw height. I can probably get another inch out of there, it looks like. And this thing as well, get another inch. Of course, I'd have to open this up to bring this thing up further. But I mean, as it stands, 8.5 inches. And this guy gets almost 10 inches. You know, it's a bit of a no-brainer if you ask me. Better built and had more experience with tools, and I had my planer over there I'm using. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. And you know, I mean, last one I used trunnions here, right? But honestly, I have never tilted this table once. I just don't do that sort of thing. I usually use my bandsaw for cutting curves, cutting things that I have to save on kerf. Use a bandsaw blade instead of a saw blade. So I went with this kind of idea. I could actually probably get away with just permanently mounting the table. But you know, this was easy to build. And I like the legs because the legs actually help stabilize everything as well. Solidify it all. It gives it, you know, kind of a stand. I remade this crank compared to that one. I just liked it a lot better. It looks nicer. Looks a little bit more professional. Red, black, and gray kind of add to more of a professional look to everything. Instead of natural. You know, natural's nice, but this time I just wanted to have something a bit more commercial. Something a little bit nicer. I like it. Probably the only thing I'm gonna change on here in time is I'm gonna get better wheels. I don't like these wheels I used. It's basically what I just had lying around. I'm gonna be painting that as well. Make sure it's all black down there, and put in a dustbin so that everything falls down into the dustbin. But I'm gonna change those wheels. I'm gonna get a couple of locking wheels on there as well, so I can lock the thing down so it doesn't move all over the place. But I'm happy. On to the enclosure.